Welcome to Think Industrial. I'm Anjana from RightSpaces. So I'll be hosting this podcast called Think Industrial, where we're going to touch about all topics industrial, India, Tamil Nadu, everything. So here we have with us Mr. Shyam Arumugam from RightSpaces. He's the managing director of RightSpaces.
Thank you, Anjana. Thank you for hosting me today.
Let's talk about Chennai. When it comes to industrial growth, why is Chennai the preferred choice?
Chennai has been an industrial hub for a very, very long time. I think it has a very rich history of doing business, being a port city. So you can kind of take Chennai, I use the word help. H is for human capital, E is for ease of doing business, L is for the logistical connectivity that it enjoys in the overall scheme of things, and P is ports. So you have three ports. Hardly you see any city on the eastern corridor that has three ports. So when you want to do any sort of industry that's focused on both import and export, imports in terms of raw material, very critical components, I think the port is a very big support. When we say human capital, Tamil Nadu as a whole has the largest number of engineering colleges, and the kind of graduates that pass out year on year has been like phenomenal. I think very few states can kind of boast of that kind of human capital. I think that's kind of aiding industries to grow faster and have seamless access to talent. Apart from that, if you look at Chennai is blessed with abundant land parcels. I think land as a subject, when you look at acquisition of land parcels, multiple states face multiple challenges. I'm not saying Chennai has much to offer in terms of large scale land parcels, but I think there is quite a bit of access to cleaner land parcels because of SIPCOT as well as private enterprise having large tracts of land. So I think these are the things that are aiding Chennai to be what it is in the industrial space.
Makes sense. So Chennai's industrial future. So which corridors, the emerging corridors, do you think will define Chennai's future?
So from an industrial perspective, I think today people are battling with limited land availability for expansions. I think it's a kind of a common sense that wherever land is abundant and at a digestible price point, I think the brands will continue to expand there. If you look at Chennai, I think Chennai has very clear corridors in terms of industrial as well as warehousing. Anything towards north, I think from Madhavaram all the way up till Sri City, Red Hills, Tiruvallur, all these locations are kind of looking at warehousing activity predominantly. There's a large scale consolidation that's happening in that corridor. So when you look at west corridor, I think it's more manufacturing driven. So north is more of warehousing, west is more of manufacturing and associated warehousing is what we are seeing today. If you look at corridors in the west, I think Oragadam continues to be the darling of the market, kind of seen a good ecosystem for automobiles. Now renewables have joined the race. The entire Bangalore corridor action is catching up beyond Sungvar Chatram. There are markets that are opening up, which is from Appedu to Sungvar Chatram. I think that market is also looking up. On the northern part, like I said, on the warehousing piece, I think when you're looking at market which is like Puchetiped or Tamarai, I think the action is catching up to a market called Vishnuvakam that is on the northern belt. These are the emerging markets to watch out for at least this year and next.
I understand north and west is doing very well, but what about south?
Very good question, Anjana. So south used to be driven by Ford. I think Maraimala Nagar was very, very industrial hub until Ford had its plans to rethink. Ford's revival is down the corner. They are coming up with an engine-based plant that will kind of take up quite soon. If that reports come up, I think Maraimala Nagar will pick up again. And Mahindra City has been a city that everybody watches out for. There's private equity activity that is happening. There's a new park by Ample that's coming up within Mahindra City. We are kind of marketing that as well. There is also action happening beyond Mahindra City. So Horizon has kind of started their new park in Chengalpet. That is also seeing traction nowadays. So you have south is also catching up with west on the manufacturing activity. I think that is something that is a market to watch out for.
So you're saying when Ford is coming back is going to make a big change in the south?
It's a big morale boost for people who have been following industrial real estate for ages now. I think early 2000s when Ford decided to set shop in India, entire workforce, the kind of culture that they brought in, the kind of pole position that they were in at those days, that is kind of set the tone for industrial development in the South Corridor. South Corridor again is the one corridor which has good amount of rail activity, ease of access of transport of people to these factories become much more easier. The land pricing from a residential standpoint is very, very digestible in these locations. So markets like Tambaram, Mudichu, Gudvanjeri, all of these, including Mahindra City. Mahindra City again had a holistic city development. It had schools, it had hospitality, it had good amount of industries. They had 3 clusters. So all of these kind of promoted the growth of South. That continues to remain as one of the very emerging markets from a Chennai standpoint.
So Chennai, Bangalore, is this becoming the next industrial power duo?
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes. There's a lot of activity that's happening and catching up in south of India. And these two cities obviously has the potential and the demand today. We're witnessing unprecedented demand in Chennai. I think Bangalore is catching up on the supply front. Over the last 2 years, there have been considerable number of projects that have been launched from organized players in Bangalore. Chennai industrial activity is kind of more moving towards west. The recent announcement of Jaguar Land Rover in Ranipet, kind of activity that we are seeing from leather manufacturers in Ambur, the action is kind of shifting towards the west in a very fast pace. This is also because there's a lot of land availability in this location. So it's natural progression. Bangalore is traveling towards Chennai and Chennai is towards Bangalore. So yeah.
Okay, but then you missed out Hosur actually. So Hosur has the benefits of Tamil Nadu and it's close to Bengaluru. What about it?
Very nice question. I think Hosur has been on the market and it's on the industrial radar for quite some time. The Sitco and the Ashok Leylands of the world, Titan, all of these legacy companies are built out of Hosur. I think today Hosur is picking up primarily on the electronic side. Then we also had Ola come up with the future factory very close to Hosur. Potential is there for Hosur, but Hosur also, after the announcement of the new airport, the pricing is kind of something that we need to watch out for. I think we have seen KSH go ahead and take positions. So with these two large giants, Prologis obviously the world's largest, I think we'd see more traction coming up in Hosur as well.
Flight to quality. The shift towards better warehouses is happening. So what is your opinion on that?
I think we've been tracking this industry for the last 10 years, very actively, only industrial real estate. And the customer preferences keep on changing. I think earlier we have seen this in commercial real estate as well, in office space. There were independent buildings to campus. There was a shift that was happening. The same is true to industrial real estate as well. I think ever since Indospace started this whole industrial park system, a lot of people have kind of followed suit. India has today a wide variety of international and national developers coming up with good quality infrastructure that has all the compliances, that has all the requisite plans and approvals in place, so that your market is kind of not waiting for you to set it up, but there are infrastructure that is ready-made and given to you on lease. So at RightSpaces, we focus on compliant properties. We kind of help people to reach markets faster, set up in very quick time, and this flight to quality has been of great help. I think it's a good trend that we are witnessing and that is continuing to stay.
Got it. So let's talk about green warehousing, since you were talking about flight to quality. With a lot of awareness in climate change and everything, so these industries, companies want sustainable warehouses, is it? So how are these developers working on that?
So earlier, developers used to think of sustainability or adding anything related to green warehousing as a cost. Today, developers have become very conscious and they understand that the preference of customers is towards green warehousing. And rightly so, the developers have started kind of putting up roofs that can withstand solar loads. Solar panels are becoming a mandate in most of the industrial parks today across the country. Climate change is for real. So people are taking conscious effort to kind of reduce water usage in parks. They are coming up with eco-friendly construction material. Right from the construction and planning, I think there is a focus and a clear detailing that is there on the sustainability part. Today, every developer worth their salt, I think, is kind of focusing on the sustainability angle very seriously, and they're walking the talk.
5 years from now, how will the industrial landscape will look?
5 years is quite a long time, honestly. 5 years is a little difficult to gauge, but I can tell you what's going to happen in the next couple of years. Overall, from an India situation, we have a lot of highways that are getting built, dedicated freight corridors that is going to enable seamless connectivity between different logistical corridors that is going to enhance the connectivity from all over India. The very important thing that is getting overlooked today and the government is taking cognizance of is the usage of railway connectivity. Rail connectivity, we are very, very blessed to have extensive rail connectivity to different parts of India. But from a goods movement and from a cargo movement, that's kind of very underutilized. That is something that will take precedence. That is something that we should watch out for. And third, compliance is going to be key. A lot of people have realized that there's no tolerance for non-compliant properties as well as non-compliant operations. People are moving towards better facilities, better compliance, and And like we always keep talking about, well-planned facilities are going to be the future.
So we've been seeing this hashtag bullish on Tamil Nadu. So global investors are betting big on Tamil Nadu. What do you think is the reason for this sudden boom?
See, this is not sudden. I think a lot of activity that has happened in the background. I think the government has been promoting Tamil Nadu on various forums, and this is happening consistently over the last 5 years. Over the last 2 years, with the minister and also the chief minister making multiple visits to various countries to garner investments, has yielded results just now. Today we are seeing Tamil Nadu on the international scene. They have kind of made it big on all the large promotion platforms, be it Davos or having their voice heard in the US. They are wooing a lot of manufacturing firms to come and set up in India, and especially Tamil Nadu having the ecosystem and stable governance has kind of only catalyzed the whole situation. Bullish on Tamil Nadu because a lot of Chinese, Japanese, you have a lot of Korean firms who have kind of set up in Tamil Nadu. A lot of US firms have seen the benefits, like Ford. Though Ford has kind of exited and come back, they've been here for almost 20 years. So with this kind of seamless activity, Tamil Nadu is getting more bullish on the international scene.
So industry-friendly policies are changing Tamil Nadu's landscape. How is it actually happening?
So Tamil Nadu has historically been having a good amount of policy making. There are a lot of policies that are specific to sectors. Like Tamil Nadu was one of the very earliest to roll out a very good IT policy. What has also happened is there is consistent update whenever there is a new segment that is coming in. Like for example, you can talk about the data center policy. You have a very stable industrial policy that outlines the kind of incentives. And the government is also very clear they don't want to have all the action centered around Chennai. So that gives investors a lot of hope. And also there is an ecosystem getting built on different sectors of the manufacturing fraternity. Like if you look at Hosur, for example, when Ola was kind of searching between a couple of cities and they were evaluating their strategy, the government came up with a location very close to Hosur. So they get a best of both worlds. Like they get very good attractive land pricing. They also could set up an ecosystem where they have proximity to markets in Andhra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So it became a very, very vital decision for a company like Ola to come and set up here. If you look at the recent announcement of VinFast, I think VinFast has kind of set up in Tuticorin. Now why Tuticorin? Because Tuticorin has always been a kind of a tier 2 location, and apart from Tuticorin port, we didn't know much of what's happening in Tuticorin. Today with VinFast coming in, EVs will become a big thing. There'll be a lot more furniture activity that will happen. This is thanks to the furniture park in Tuticorin. There is a food park in Tuticorin which a lot of people are not aware of. Then we also have aerospace, which is kind of coming up there with a new launch center that's being planned. So earlier it used to be Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Salem, Tirupur to a certain extent. This is where the action was happening. Now Tuticorin has emerged as a new destination. This is thanks to the policy of the government. The policy of the government is to kind of move activity not only from Chennai but also to the second and third level districts of Tamil Nadu to kind of enhance job opportunities for the local people. And also it is having a clear policy in terms of A districts, B districts and C districts. And they also incentivize you for taking that leap into the tier C or the third level of districts that are there in Tamil Nadu. You cannot take away the glory of each and every city because each and every city has its own ecosystem and own dynamics, and also because you have connectivity and also a port in Tuticorin that also enables you to kind of seamlessly manufacture and export from Tamil Nadu.
We've always concentrated not just in Chennai but entire Tamil Nadu to develop, unlike other states. So
that's true. Tamil Nadu has Chennai as the capital, but if you look at markets like Trichy, markets like Coimbatore, markets like Erode, Tirupur, all of these have their own manufacturing hubs. They're quite well known for their textiles, hosiery. They've been catering to multiple brands, not only nationally but globally. They've always been on the scene, but today there's a conscious effort to promote these cities. That is the thing that you're seeing and hearing more of. That is continuing to kind of put in more momentum from a Tamil Nadu industrial scene.
Let's talk about investments. Some industries we're seeing a lot of foreign investments coming in. Whom do you think, which industry is leading the pack?
Very good question, Anjana. What we are seeing is like a lot of foreign direct investment that is coming in, and more from the manufacturing segment thanks to the central government and also to the state government. Their promotion policies have been excellent. And if you look at Make in India initiative, the Honorable Prime Minister has developed kind of a tagline for Make in India, Make for India. So what we are looking at is a lot of activity that's happening on the mobile assembly assembly. There is also a kind of a clarion call to start investing on the semiconductor space. Aerospace and defense is taking a big leap. What we are seeing is not only the China plus one that is kind of helping out India as a manufacturing location, but also the logistics policy that was rolled out by the government. We want to bring down our logistics cost overall. That is a big leap in terms of policy making. The dedicated freight corridors that are coming up, I think that's another policy initiative that the central government is kind of pushing on. One of the schemes that is benefiting Chennai is the Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor. That is taking good shape. Sometime next year, you might see it even open. All these policies and initiatives are also directly linking up the FDI investment in these sectors. So EV, especially two-wheelers, a lot of traction that's happening. That will be leading the pack. You will also have mobile manufacturing and assembly. So these are the things that you would see more and more as we see in the next couple of years taking forward.
So apart from Tamil Nadu, what is happening, the growth in industrial and logistics market in other states?
So India is having a very, very high growth rate in comparison to the emerging economies that we have seen. So it will not be fair to single out certain states, but then we can talk about states that are doing really well. Gujarat has been doing extremely well over the last few years. There's a lot happening in the right direction as far as Gujarat goes. You have a change of guard in Andhra, so a lot of investments that are focused on Andhra. Maharashtra has always been on the top of the radar because of the financial capital in Mumbai and a lot happening. While when I say Maharashtra, I think the activity is centered around Pune these days. Chakan, Talegaon, both markets have done extremely well over the last 1 year. You've seen a lot of movement that is happening because of the setting up of Hyundai in Pune. A lot of traction has happened in Pune as well. Pune continues to be one of the very, very good markets outside of, say, Chennai from an automotive standpoint. If you look at North India, Gurgaon and Noida, there's a lot of activity that's happening. In the East, there's a lot of work that's happening on the e-commerce side. And Bengal has also launched a campaign to woo investors from a manufacturing destination. Then you have states like Orissa that is competing for new investments. So recent times, it's not only related to manufacturing, but also they are trying to develop ecosystems around IT. So all the states are very keen to attract investments because that also brings in a lot of job opportunities for the respective states. And when new investments follow, the government also kind of facilitates for jobs, education, and also wellness for these particular companies that are coming in and setting up. So you'll see a lot more action happening in these states. So if you look at top three, it's going to be Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat. These continue to kind of take the cake.
So let's talk about the SEZs and industrial parks. They're there everywhere in Tamil Nadu. So how is that shaping up our future?
So as far as special economic zones or SEZs as we call it, today the sunset clause is kicked in for the special economic zones. So you don't get direct tax benefits anymore. So the opportunity is only on saving of indirect tax benefits. People who were front runners who have taken the benefits of SEZs continue to get the indirect tax benefits. So that's something that is good for them. There are certain companies that are currently looking at FTWZs. So these are free trade warehousing zones. The free trade warehousing zones earlier also used to be there, but that is kind of a segment that could have had more traction. Today, a lot of agents are like really proactively going and marketing free trade warehousing zones and their benefits. So the shift has happened from SEZs to FTWZs. Today, some are under development, some are in various stages of development. They have a lot more benefits that we need a special episode to talk about FTWZs. But then FTWZs are the new asset class to look out for.